The Wimbledon draw has just been released, and the tennis world is in absolute chaos. Alex Eala, the 21-year-old Filipino sensation, who made history by becoming the first player from her country to secure a Grand Slam singles seeding, has been handed the most brutal, unforgiving, and devastating path possible at the All England club. Fans are in complete disbelief, social media is melting down, and the collective hope of over 110 million Filipinos has been replaced by sheer terror. Why? Because lurking just one win away from Eala is the one name nobody wanted to see, Naomi Osaka. But it gets worse. The four-time Grand Slam champion isn't just any obstacle, she's entering Wimbledon on absolute fire, fresh off her first ever grass court final appearance, serving bombs and looking invincible. The bracket has essentially set up a kill box for the young Filipina, and the entire tennis community is wondering if this is the cruelest draw in recent memory. Can Alex Eala survive this cinematic nightmare, or will her historic Wimbledon campaign end before it truly begins? Let's break down every horrifying detail of this draw that has fans around the globe absolutely spiraling. The significance of Alex Eala's achievement cannot be overstated. At just 21 years old, this remarkable young woman has accomplished what no Filipino tennis player has ever done before, securing a seeding at a Grand Slam tournament. After her incredible semi-final run in Berlin, where she stunned the world by taking down two top 10 players, Eala proved she belongs among the elite. Her ranking of number 29 in the world is not just a number, it represents years of sacrifice, relentless training, and a dream that seemed impossible just a few years ago. But Wimbledon, the most prestigious tournament in tennis, has a cruel sense of humor. Instead of rewarding Eala's historic achievement with a favorable draw, the tennis gods have decided to test her in the most brutal way possible. The path to glory has been paved with landmines, and the first explosion waiting to happen is the potential second-round showdown with Naomi Osaka. This isn't just a tennis match, it's a clash of generations, a battle between a rising star and an established champion who is playing the best tennis of her life. The contrast could not be more extreme. Osaka has been decimating opponents on the grass with a level of dominance that has experts calling her the most dangerous player in the entire draw. Her serve is unreturnable, her movement is fluid, and her confidence is sky-high. Eala, on the other hand, has shown signs of fatigue after a grueling European swing, struggling to find her rhythm against Elise Mertens in Bad Homburg. The numbers don't lie, and the statistics paint a grim picture for the Filipina star. This is the ultimate test, and the entire world is watching to see if Eala has what it takes to slay the dragon, or if she will be consumed by the fire. If you think facing Naomi Osaka is scary, try facing Naomi Osaka when she's playing the best tennis of her career. Let's look at the terrifying reality of what Eala is about to walk into. Osaka has just dominated her way into her first ever grass court final in Bad Homburg, and her performance has been nothing short of devastating. She hasn't just been winning, she's been destroying opponents with ruthless efficiency, serving aces at will, and moving with a fluidity we have never seen from her on this surface. The four-time Grand Slam champion has finally figured out the grass court puzzle, and the timing could not be worse for everyone else in the draw, especially Alex Eala. The statistics are chilling. Osaka has dropped an average of just 3 games per match in Bad Homburg, completely overwhelming opponents with her power and precision. Her first serve percentage is hovering around 70%, and she's winning over 80% of points behind her first delivery. These are numbers that would terrify any opponent, but for a young player like Eala, who is still developing her grass court game, this is a nightmare scenario. The contrast in experience is staggering. Osaka has played on the biggest stages in tennis, winning 4 Grand Slam titles and facing pressure that would crush most mortals. Eala, for all her talent and potential, has never faced anything like this. The weight of her nation's expectations, combined with the aura of facing a champion in peak form, creates a psychological battle that is almost impossible to win. This is not just a tennis match, It's a psychological warfare, and Osaka has all the weapons. The Filipino dream of a deep Wimbledon run is hanging by a thread, and that thread is about to be tested by the most powerful player in women's tennis. The tennis schedule is a brutal marathon, and Alex Eala is running on fumes. While Osaka has been fresh and dominant in Bad Homburg, Eala has been grinding through a grueling European season that has left her physically and mentally exhausted. The young Filipina has played more matches in the past month than most top players, and the wear and tear is starting to show. Her recent straight-set loss to Elise Mertens in Bad Homburg was a wake-up call, exposing the fatigue that has been building up in her body. The contrast in preparation for Wimbledon could not be more extreme. Osaka strategically managed her schedule, peaking at exactly the right time for the grass court season. She has been practicing on the surface for weeks, refining her game and building momentum. Eala, on the other hand, has been fighting through a packed calendar, dealing with the pressure of expectations, and trying to maintain her focus while the entire nation of the Philippines watches her every move. The mental fatigue is just as dangerous as the physical exhaustion. The weight of history, the pressure of being a seeded player, and the fear of disappointing millions of fans creates a burden that number 21-year-old should have to carry. And now, with Osaka waiting in the wings, that burden has become almost unbearable. The tennis community is divided on whether Eala can even survive the first round, let alone challenge a player who is at the peak of her powers. The fatigue factor is real, and it's a significant advantage for Osaka. This is the harsh reality of professional tennis, where timing and preparation can be just as important as talent. Eala's dream of making a deep run at Wimbledon is facing its biggest test, and the odds are stacked heavily against her. This is not just a tennis match, it's the most cinematic storyline Wimbledon has seen in years. The potential showdown between Alex Eala and Naomi Osaka represents the ultimate clash of narratives. A battle between history and legacy, between the future and the present. On one side, you have Eala, the trailblazer from the Philippines, the first player from her country to achieve Grand Slam seeding, carrying the hopes and dreams of an entire nation on her shoulders. She represents the rise of Southeast Asian tennis, a story of determination, sacrifice, and the relentless pursuit of excellence against all odds. On the other side, you have Osaka, the global icon, the four-time Grand Slam champion, the player who has transcended the sport and become a symbol of strength, resilience, and cultural significance. This is the passing of the torch moment that sports fans dream of, but with a terrifying twist. The script writers couldn't have imagined a more dramatic scenario. Eala, the young challenger, must overcome not just Osaka's terrifying form, but also the weight of history. She must find a way to channel her fatigue into determination, her fear into focus, and her doubt into belief. The storyline is so compelling that even casual fans are tuning in, captivated by the prospect of witnessing history. The tension is palpable, the stakes are sky high, and the entire tennis world is holding its breath. Will Eala rise to the occasion and pull off the upset of the tournament, or will Osaka's experience and power prove too much for the young challenger? This is the narrative that has taken over social media, with fans passionately debating every possible outcome. The beauty of tennis is that anything can happen, and this matchup has the potential to produce one of the most unforgettable moments in Wimbledon history. The stage is set, the players are ready, and the drama is about to unfold in the most spectacular fashion. The tennis world is divided, and the debate is raging across social media platforms. Can Alex Eala actually defeat Naomi Osaka at Wimbledon, or is this the cruel end to a historic campaign? The optimists point to Eala's incredible resilience, her ability to rise to the occasion, and the fact that she has already proven doubters wrong at every step of her journey. They argue that the pressure of the moment could affect Osaka, who has struggled with mental health challenges, and has sometimes faltered under the weight of expectations. They believe in the power of the underdog story, the magic of Wimbledon, and the possibility of a miracle. The pessimists, however, present a more chilling argument. They point to Osaka's devastating form, her experience on the biggest stages, and the sheer physicality of her game. They highlight Eala's fatigue, her lack of deep experience at Wimbledon, and the overwhelming pressure of representing an entire nation. The numbers don't lie. Osaka is statistically one of the greatest players of her generation, and she is playing at a level that makes her almost unbeatable on this surface. The truth lies somewhere in between. Eala's chances are slim, but not impossible. She has the talent, the fighting spirit, and the belief that has carried her this far. If she can find a way to neutralize Osaka's serve, keep the rallies long, and use her court craft to frustrate the champion, she might just pull off the unthinkable. But even if she falls short, her journey has already inspired millions. The legacy she is building is about more than just winning. It's about paving the way for future generations of Filipino tennis players, showing them that anything is possible with hard work and determination. Eala has already won, regardless of the outcome of this match. The real victory is the hope and inspiration she has brought to her country. As the Wimbledon tournament unfolds, one thing is certain: Alex Eala's story is far from over, and the tennis world will be watching every serve, every volley, and every dramatic moment of this incredible journey.